This is Talk Raytown, and I'm Zach Sweets, your host. Welcome back. We have a ghoulish delight for you this episode. We have Christy Sewing, the president of the board with the Rice-Tremonti House, and we'll talk about the paranormal activity tour in a bit, but I am hoping that we can learn a little bit more about the house, learn a bit about your role with the Rice-Tremonti House. And so let me just stop there and say welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
I'm confident you've listened to a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah,
yes,
there we go.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
Yeah, there we go. If nothing else, you'll certainly watch this episode. But thank you for kind of joining us, the Chambers podcast, to talk about what's going on in the community. And if anybody really has spent any amount of time in Raytown, they've at least heard of the Rice-Tremonti House. One would assume, right?
I would hope so.
Why?
It's been here longer than anything else in Raytown.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Why is it such an icon of the city?
Well, it's been here longer than anything else in Raytown. It was built in 1844. When it was built, it wasn't actually in Raytown, but it has since become part of Raytown. It has seen a lot of American history, and it was part of the Santa Fe Trail, part of the Civil War, part of the turn of the century, and it's still standing today.
Yeah, what would bring somebody by the house? I know that there's quite a few folks that might come through. Maybe I've heard parks might have events kind of there to kind of bring folks by to see part of the history. What kind of activities does the Rice-Tremonti House put on to invite the community in to see some of that history? Because as you said before we started recording, you don't necessarily restore the house, but you shine some of the diamonds and you kind of bring out the original, glory of the home.
Right. We upkeep the house and we try to bring out its natural history. We do several events throughout the year. In the spring, we do the big Kansas City Masonic Barbecue. We do a collaborative event with them. They do their big barbecue and raise funds for Kansas City Honor Flight. And we do a craft vendor show on the north side of the lawn, and they do the barbecue on the south side of the lawn. So that's May 31st every year. And we also do home tours, so they can come and walk through the house and hear the history. And then we typically do a small event in the summer. It changes every year what it is. And then, of course, the big event is the City of Raytown does the Festival of Trails. Again, you can come and do home tours at the Festival of Trails. And then this year, we're doing our first time doing a paranormal investigation tour where people can come and they can participate with the paranormal investigation.
We talked a lot about that part,
Uh-huh.
and we'll definitely talk more about that. But kind of walk me through the home, if you will. What would I see if you and I were to walk around the home and go through that tour at daylight? No paranormal activity yet.
Okay.
Well, maybe there's paranormal activity during the day. But yeah, what is that? What would I see in that tour? And how's the home set up?
Okay. Well, the house is a big white they call it Gothic Revival house. It's 2 stories, and you walk in the front door, and to the left you have the ladies' parlor, and to the right you have the gentleman's sitting room. And straight ahead, you can go straight into the dining room, or you can go up the stairs. Up the stairs, you have 2 bedrooms. That is the original bedrooms built by the Rices in the 1844.
Okay.
And beyond that, on the second level, the Rices did not finish the attic space, which was this south part of the house, and that wasn't finished until 1930s by the Tremontis. And today it's now finished, and it holds a full bathroom, a doctor's office, and another bedroom. And lower level now, beyond the dining room, is a full kitchen, again finished by the Tremontis, and a full bathroom by the Tremontis.
How many generations? It sounds like maybe 4 generations.
Well, the house changed hands several times. So the Rices built the home in 1844, and when Archibald Rice passed away, it was willed to his second son, Elihu Coffee Rice. And when Coffee Rice passed away in 1903, he sold the property to, I believe it was Judge Joseph Lowe, and he was big in developing the highway system through Kansas City, and he never lived in the house, but he traded properties with his son, and his son and his family lived in the house, and they raised a full family there. They had 5 children, so they were only there a short period of time, maybe 15 years, the Lowe's. So that was in their family that was there. And then they sold the property, and there was a lady that came in that actually was her first husband was Elihu Coffee Rice's grandson's grandson.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So her first husband was his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away. So her second husband and her ran a chicken dinner restaurant out of the house.
Okay.
So they came in after the Lowe's, and they completely moved the staircase over to, and they tore out a wall to open up the main floor for dining.
And that's the layout that if we were to walk in today, what we would see.
No, because when the Tremontis purchased it in Dr. Tremonti purchased it in about 1929, but they didn't move in until about 1931 because they completely restored the house back to its original layout. They dug a full basement underneath the house so they could have central heating. They added onto what was the kitchen to have a full kitchen now because it didn't have the indoor plumbing and whatnot, and electrical. So they added dormers to the second level to add natural light, and they finished off that attic space to add more bedrooms because his wife, Gloria, his mother, moved in with them.
Okay. So that gets us to, what, 1930-ish?
So they started living in there about 1933, and Dr. Tremonti put a wall in that men's sitting parlor. That's the west room on the main level, and he started seeing patients there. And for a little bit, and then he retired, and he passed away about 1949. And then Gloria Tremonti stayed in the home until about 1987, until she was no longer able to care for it. And then she was moved to assisted living up north. And she had sold the property to our board, Friends of the Rice-Tremonti Home. So
yeah, how does that was actually going to be my next question. How does this home, with all of its many lives,
yes,
the home itself and the lives that were in it, how does it come to be a part of the board? Why is there the history, the documents that show why she wanted to have a board take care of the home?
From what I understand, we had our founding board member, Roberta Bonovich, was quite the history buff, and she knew about the history of this home. And she knew about its history with the Santa Fe Trail, the California Trail, and the Oregon Trail. And she spent a lot of time with Gloria Tremonti over the years. I mean, even back in the 1970s when Gloria did all her work to get the house put on the National Historic Register, she helped her with that. So Roberta tried to convince Gloria to sell the house when she was ready to sell the house to our non-for-profit so we could preserve the home for historical purposes. And she was successful. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. So now the board kind of manages the home, keeps it up.
Right.
How did you find yourself in this role now as the president of the board, and why? Where's the dedication come from? If not just from you, but really from the members of the board to kind of keep that history.
I think all of us have on the board. All of us have some kind of blood, sweat, and tears involved with the house. I mean, we've all. It's not just sitting in a chair voting. We've all put in some sweat equity, and we all have a love for it. I mean, we have a love for the history of the house, and I mean, maybe the walls really don't talk, but they do talk to us in some way, and we all just try to give a little bit to preserve history, and it's a dedication.
Yeah, well, I mean, history is something that this podcast has definitely gone through, talking about the history of Raytown and really understanding not just, I mean, we can go all the way back to the history of the three trails, and then really kind of moving forward from there. What's the significance of this house's contribution to the history of Raytown today? Why do this work to keep this house kind of upright and able to be safe for people to be in? Safe. We'll talk about the paranormal activity, but yeah, what is the continued value to the community with this home?
The house represents history. So, in my opinion, you can't learn and grow unless you know your history. So you learn from your history, and you grow, and you become better, learning from the mistakes of the past. That's what that house represents. It also represents hardship and how people overcame and the better places we are today. I mean, you watch the news today and it doesn't seem like we're in a better place, but then you look back at where they were and we are certainly in a better place today. That's what that house represents to me. For Raytown, that's the oldest house in Jackson County.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Raytown has a jewel. I mean, that's theirs. I mean, it's in their city. You know, they get to claim that. You know, hey, we still have, you know, our oldest house, and it's still standing, and you can still walk through it without falling through the floors. You know, I mean, that's a gold star.
Yeah. I mean, in a society where our culture has been, let's knock down to rebuild. We don't necessarily have a lot of those homes.
Right.
I thought a house that was 100 years old was an old house, but that's got nothing on the Rice-Tremonti house.
Correct. Correct.
So, as we kind of talk about bringing folks to the house, you said this was the first year that there will be paranormal activity tours.
Right.
Before we jump, I want to hear everything, at least as long as we have on the recording, about these. What your personal experience? I think that's probably the thing that's most exciting. But tell me about how, if I'm interested, if I'm curious, if I'm skeptical, how can I find this opportunity, and when will this opportunity be available to the public?
Okay. Well, number one, you have to come find our page on Facebook or go to our website. It's Rice-Tremonti.org. The tours are listed on there under our events. You can purchase tickets there. October 18th and October 25th are the two dates that we're doing the tours. Again, you can purchase tickets for either day. They're very limited. It's only 6 tickets per day because we have small space, big house, but smaller rooms. And you'll be accompanied by a paranormal investigation person and team. So there's that. And then find us on Facebook. We're under Friends of the Rice-Tremonti. We post on that quite a bit. Follow our events on that.
Where did this idea come from?
Jeff Hurst from the Chamber of Commerce came up with it. We did have to shut him down a little bit because he wanted to get the Ghostbusters car and put it in front of the house, and it just didn't quite fit with the historical
a little too
house.
Gimmicky, maybe.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had his way, we would all be wearing ectoplasm packs and stuff.
Do you need the ectoplasmic packs?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because they wouldn't work.
That we know of.
Right.
Well, Jeff has a lot of ideas, and it sounds like this one has. I was gonna say legs, but if it's a ghost tour, then I don't know. Do they still have legs?
Well, I haven't physically inspected that, so I
Okay.
can't confirm or deny that.
Well, I guess I have to sign up, so maybe we
Right,
can.
exactly. You would have to sign up and let us know.
Who do you call? Oh, I walked right into that.
You absolutely did.
How do you find this team?
Well, you have to get on our website
Okay.
and get the tickets, or Facebook page because it's posted there too.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to say I'm a skeptic. I believe that there are things that I don't understand. I've had the hairs on my arms and my neck stand up in a space where no one else is in, and I'm like, this feels off. So help convince me a little bit. I can understand that a home with all of its history, eras, and everything in between can have certain qualities about it that make it feel just, maybe that it has some paranormal activity in it. Have you personally been in the home and had moments where, okay, maybe this was a little off, and maybe moments where you're like, okay, something certainly happened?
Well, yes.
Okay, and you keep going back?
Yes. Well, you don't accept a position and not follow through. That's just,
Fair enough. Fair enough. What is I guess your first recollection of something? Did something just happen?
Well, I've been part of the shining the diamond on several rooms that we've brought back to life. We've painted and restored multiple rooms in the house, and normally it's just 2 of us doing it, and nobody else is in the house, but we are using equipment, and fans are running, and radio's on, but I've heard things that don't belong. Someone's voice that's not there with me, or tools that was there a second ago and now it's not.
Do they show back up somewhere else?
Yes, it will be like across the room that that you didn't put it there, or you were meticulous about taping something off because you're getting ready to paint.
As one does.
Right, and this is, a 200-year-old house, and you want to make sure you don't screw it up by getting paint somewhere it shouldn't be.
That makes sense.
And you turn around, and 3 seconds later, that tape and the plastic that you just were meticulous with has been completely removed. Things like that.
Are you sure you taped it properly?
Oh, I'm really sure, because I have a tendency, especially on things like this, that I will go over the top, a little OCD at times, and there's that. And then, like I said, the voices. Sometimes you feel a little uncomfortable when you're having conversations with other people in the house, and you feel like you're talking about things that you probably shouldn't be talking about in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? A couple days later, you experience something that makes your hair stand up on end.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. If you feel like there is something in a space or a home, you don't talk about it in front of it. But maybe that's because I'm the generation that watched Paranormal Activity 2, all those creepy movies where they're trying to catch the ghosts in action, or excuse me, those who move beyond. I don't know. I'm trying to be respectful. I don't want to like.
I thought you were a skeptic.
Well, look.
Now I'm confused.
It's complicated, okay?
Okay.
But has there been something that has actually? I think I'll say it this way: when I think of a Paranormal Activity tour or ghost tour or whatever, I either think it's gimmicky, like the Ghostbusters car out front, and it's like, oh, okay, it's dark in the house, or I fully expect to hear steps, and I don't know, maybe there's somebody that's in the next room that's walking around. What has the company that's going to be helping you all with this activity? Is there something? I don't know. Do they have like a meter or like a light, or is there something that is kind of hard to explain away that you've seen them deploy and you've heard?
Well, they've done several investigations of the house.
Oh,
So they
okay.
have,
So this isn't new.
No. They have all these really cool gadgets. And I mean, I'm not a scientist, but they have this strip of lights. It looks like almost like a string of lights that you would put on your house at Christmas, but
Okay.
it's not. It is some kind of,
Getting stranger things with it here.
well, yeah. I mean, it looks like, or it like detects magnetic fields maybe, that the purpose is if a ghost crosses over this strip of light, then the lights will change colors. And I mean, they've actually provided me with video evidence of this happening in the house, which is really cool. I mean, in the video you can see there's absolutely not a person near the lights, so you know they're not like remote controlling it or anything like that. My favorite thing is I just think I like the name of it, is the dead bell. I mean, who came up with that? And it absolutely looks like the bell at an old hotel that you just tap on it, dings.
Sure.
And they will ask the ghost yes or no questions, and it answers them with this dead bell. Like, is your favorite color blue? Press the bell for yes, and it dings.
And you've tipped this bell upside down. There's no electronics in it.
I have not personally played with the dead bell. I've seen it on video.
Okay.
But I have seen the dead bell used on other paranormal investigations on TV, though. Mm-hmm. So it is a real thing. It's a real thing that paranormal people use.
And I don't know that I want to know anything that may or may not have been said, but there have been, if I remember our conversation correctly, there's been recorded conversations in the house between people that aren't there, correct? Like with transcripts and...
Oh, yes. So this paranormal group, they're completely transparent, which is part of the reason I really like them. And then we agreed to go in collaboration with them with this paranormal investigation tour event. They provide videos of all their evidence to us, so we get a copy of all of that. Then they provide us with transcripts of all their EVPs that they, find evidence on. And I also get the sound bites that they've recorded on it. So, yeah, I have transcripts of all the EVPs they've done. One interesting thing is Dr. Tremonti, the gentleman that purchased the house in 1929, moved in 1933, is a Sicilian immigrant. And quite a bit of their EVPs that they picked up on, they are speaking in Italian. So no, none of us know exactly what it says. And it's not like, how do you make Google translate that?
Okay, so you have me intrigued.
Okay, you gonna go?
But I would like for you to pique my interest, maybe even frighten me a little without frightening the listeners. Give me an example of something that made you say, Okay, that's a little too much paranormal activity for me. Or if not too much paranormal activity,
Okay,
just
I
enough
will
that made you say,
say-
"Oh, that was
And it's
almost
not
scary."
constant. I
Okay.
mean, like, definitely.
You don't walk in
have
greeted by a
you-
Casper, none of that, right?
Right. You have the one that likes to, just play with you and move your stuff and
Yeah.
just be a little bit of a pain, like the little brother. But then you have the ones that, like, if you're there later in the evening, that it's not always there, that makes your hair stand up
Mm-hmm.
and gives you that uncomfortable feeling that sometimes, just makes really loud noises and hits a door.
So we're talking like a little tap, right?
No, I'm talking about like open-handed whacks a door.
Can't explain that away.
No, I can't. I mean, I tried because I thought, okay, well, it's humid. The door popped.
Sure.
The door did not pop. It did not. It was absolutely like someone just whacked the door.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good sell. I might need to go to the website and sign up.
No, you should.
Should I? Am I gonna make it out?
You are absolutely going to make it out.
Okay. All right. Well, I know how movies go, but this Rice-Tremonti house is not a trap. This is an opportunity to go experience history
Right.
in a way that no one has experienced the house before.
Right. So you're hitting multiple things. You can experience history and science.
Well, tell us one more time where we can go sign up, because I'm not going to buy all the tickets, because maybe I should so I can hide behind somebody. But tell us.
Right.
where
Go with a
everybody
group
else
of
can-
friends.
Yeah. Where can everybody else buy their tickets after I buy mine?
Okay. So go to Rice-Tremonti.org. Get your tickets there, or find us on Facebook. As Friends of the Rice-Tremonti is our Facebook page, and the event's posted on there.
So this is October the 18th?
And October the 25th.
Right.
Or get on Raytown Chamber of Commerce because they're also posting the event for us.
Well, they had the idea, so I guess they need
I
to.
mean-
They ought to. Wait, there's no full moon around either of those dates, is there?
I haven't checked into that, but you know what? I've heard if there is, that'll amp up the activity.
Well, you heard it here first. We are. I mean, can I come by without maybe I'll just stop in for a tour and hopefully I find something.
Oh, no, I think you should definitely come with all the gadgets.
All right. Gadgets, death bell. We're going to have the Ghostbuster car. We're not going to have no Ghostbuster
no.
car. Okay. No Ghostbuster car. And I think Jeff has to spend the night in the house since he had the idea.
Well, I can get a hold of Jeff and see if he can provide you with a Ghostbusters jumpsuit.
Okay. That's
And-
close enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough. Well, Christy, thank you so much for being a part of Talk Raytown. I look forward to hearing about all the ways that this was a success so we can do this again the next time.
Right.
And we can talk about the house. But if you have not been convinced, I'm intrigued. You had my attention. Now you have my interest.
Good.
And I think now is the time to go. So thank you for joining us at Talk Raytown. I mean, look, we go to history. We talk about what's going on at City Hall with the public works projects, and now we're talking ghost tours. I mean, what other podcast is going to give you all of that? So make sure to go back and listen to all of our previous episodes. So this one makes sense, of course. Naturally, this is thematic. And like, share, and tell your friends about Talk Raytown. I'm your host, Zach Sweets. We'll see you next time.